just uncomfortable with the fact that you know. So she responded yes, and the other gentleman, he said yes also. But their responses clearly indicated that they didn't watch the show, because she tried to say that he never, he just berates these women. He doesn't give them any options. He tells them that pretty much they have no other option other than to die alone. But see, they selectively listen. And I found this also, when I'm on Facebook or, some kind of, interactive media like that. I see these people all the time. If you post something, Instagram, whatever, women will not read it. They will tell you that's too long. If you don't get me within the first 2 minutes, then I'm not going to watch it like that. And you know what I call it? That's laziness. Lazy intellectualism. That's what it is. You have a comment every day based on how you feel about the first 2 minutes, whatever exposure that you get to. You ever notice that someone even trying to finish your sentences while you're talking? As if they know what you're thinking. Or because they just don't respect you and they just want you to just quit talking. That's what you get from these people. Watch the man's content. Be objective and not subjective. Stop offering all this anecdotal evidence. Well, he can't tell me anything because I've seen plenty of people that have gotten married to a bachelor, to a chick with one ear. chick in the body shaping. Whatever. I mean, but it's just ridiculous. It's just fighting to be I understand how it gets frustrating with some of these people that keep coming with the same thing. Watch the show, man. I'm telling you, you hear the same dysfunctional shit over and over and over. And it's not something that's an anomaly in our community. And Young Event says quit her show because she did not want to deal with the negative energy coming from dealing with these people. And she had what is considered to be some of the most beautiful people, black men and black women, on her show. But they were dysfunctional, in need of psychological care. Psychologists, psychiatrists, make an appointment. These people are dysfunctional. And we've been going around acting like this is normal behavior. It's not, people. It's not. She went on to say that basically she was not going to give Kevin any validation. And she also said that she wished that people would just stop talking about him. And you know why it was? Is because she felt like with them talking about him, that they were giving him a platform. He doesn't need you to boost him as a platform. She didn't acknowledge any of the man's successes. She said, how can this man give advice about relationships when he's had 2 failed marriages? Okay? Now, this from a person who says that she does not feel like women should be judged numerically, but you want to throw back all this negativity about, well, he can't tell you anything. Look, a person who has gone through life always has something to offer. Now, whether you're going to receive it is a whole nother situation. If you're not willing to receive that information and you just want to wallow in shit, then say that. But don't beat this man down for giving information to people who need it. You cannot deny that people are coming onto that show with these thoughts about themselves that are unrealistic. So then when they go out in the street and then you have offers, for relationships, they turn that shit down. And then they'll say, oh, I had all kinds of offers. Oh, I must be the shit. And they take that with them with every encounter that they have. And they expect you to have to deal with that. Well, men are not going to deal with that shit. And the thing about it is not an honorable position to sit up and allow a person to think that they're entitled to some kind of treatment because they've gone and, faked themselves out into thinking that they're adequate when they're not. The man has given you guys the answers to the test. But you don't want to use the damn answers. He's giving you a cheat sheet. As BGS says, cheat codes. You got cheat codes to the game, but you refuse to use them. And you're mad at everybody because you're losing and you continue to lose. Now, you can win if you want to. All you have to do is ask these men what they want. Don't tell them what you think they should have, because that's what you're doing. You know, and you see all kinds of women you got women that are married coming on to his show, you know, talking down to him about advice that he's giving to single women. You don't even have a car in the race. You have no skin in the game. None. But you coming on here tearing this man down. And the way that you're doing it just so shows an overall disrespect for black men in general. You know, it's distasteful. You know, to sit up and think that Kevin needs your validation or even your acceptance to be who he is it's disgusting, really. That's what it is. He always says in his show that there are no absolutes. You know, you don't want to be ranked. You don't want to have any kind of regulation. You don't want to answer to anybody. That's what it comes down to. You give women too many choices, and it's like kryptonite. They are going to be immobilized because they can't make a decision. And it's sad because they call this empowerment. And it's ridiculous. They don't even know why they believe what they believe. You know, I just finished this book called A Feminine Mystique. And everything that the author was talking about, you know, I remember, seeing at some point or another growing up where you see women, you know, in the household, doing things, but there was no disrespect with it, especially in a black household. There was no disrespect to the black woman, but these white women hated being taken care of, being in the house, having everything that they needed, appliances, all of these things, that I couldn't help but to think, black people didn't have these kind of problems. You know, black women were probably happy as all get out to get some of the things to make household chores easier. But I wonder how available that was to us back in that time. She didn't cover that. The only time that she talked about black women in that book was when she talked about having increased numbers for them to advance, feminist agendas, you know, but all of this, being super educated, being independent, education and work over family, where has it gotten us? What did you get out of that deal? You know, you have women right now that are married, you know, in relationships, whatever. After you get home from work, everything else is secondary to you working. And the whole reason for that was to basically sell stuff to women who were in these households. So they basically use data on selling stuff, appliances and whatnot, to women. And they came up with The idea that if women were educated, they would want to get out and work. And if they worked, we can sell them more stuff. They actually did surveys to see what you would buy. They know about your compulsiveness to get out and go buy, shop, how you are always trying to travel, always spending money. You can't be still. And they know that. So basically, they use your impulses against you in order to get you out into the workforce so they can sell you stuff. Guys, how many times have you heard your woman say, she's too tired to actually even interact with you because she's been at work? How many times has she said, I wish I could stay home? How many times have had to eat out when you really just didn't want to eat out, but you eat out because you don't have the time? She doesn't have the time to cook, you know? And a lot of them feel like cooking is a chore. They feel like that is being subservient to you. This notion that being submissive to your man was all rooted out by these feminist ideals. And look what it's gotten us. Men don't want to be married anymore. They're making the money, but they don't want the headache. You have less marriageable women out here. And then you have the other issue that nobody's really talking about, is that how many men that didn't know any better ended up marrying a person who was not marriage material. That's something I think we need to talk about too. Some of this good information that's out in the manosphere about vetting your women so that you can marry the right person for you is needed. And I think Kevin is doing a service by putting it out there. But it is funny how you see the hit dogs holler and they are irritated by the fact that he's putting that information out there. And men are putting reasonable demands out on the table while women are saying that they are the table. You know? And that reminds me, you know, the table remains undefeated, as always. Remember, ask the question, what do you bring to the table? And if she says she is the table, run. Run. So again, my boy Kevin is doing that good work. I think I've rambled enough. You know, he is the man. And I appreciate you, Kevin, for giving that good information. I wish you were around when I was a wee one. My man remains undefeated. He is destroying his detractors every single day. I have not heard one person, not one woman, bring any information to the table that would refute what this man is putting out there. He is finishing them left and right. And I love it. I tell you, I love it. It is a great thing to watch. I hope that these women are learning something though. You know, I want to say another little thing about that show. The young lady that was on the show said that factual information is two sides to it. So she tried to make it seem like give herself some wiggle room to actually wiggle around facts and statistics. You know, she said it was I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was asinine. It really is. If you guys get a chance, you guys got to go and watch that. I mean, it's crazy. You know, but it just shows the delusional attitude that some of these women have. You know, but go check it out. I've rambled enough. You know, I'm gonna shoot this out to you guys. You know, I hope you enjoyed. You know, my little rant. You know, and as always,
in a world
come check your boy out.
overrun with the fake, delusional, and disingenuous, he stands as a beacon of truth. He is Abuki Cabal. You are listening to Abuki Cabal.
Like, share, and subscribe. Later.